Welcome back to another episode of everyone's favorite podcast. New favorite podcast, I should say. New in the Lou. My name's Logan. I'm here with Jaylen. We're going to be talking about all things sports today. And man, well, let's get it started with the baseball. Let's get it started with the baseball.
Yeah,
Because
it's been an exciting season so far.
baseball season's back, y'all. It's been back for about almost a week. And I would just like to say the Cardinals are second. But hey, we'll talk about that more here in a second. But let's throw out some early award predictions.
All right, let's get right into it.
I think, obviously, if you talk about the AL and the NL MVP, the obvious answers are going to be Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
They're going to be the best players overall this season. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Jaylen?
Yeah, I mean, I like Shohei. He's already had a good start this year. I mean, he had his home run in extra innings to win their game against, I think it's the Phillies, right?
I want to say it was. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think he's almost like the Patrick Mahomes of MLB, I feel like.
The only thing he doesn't do is screw over the
Exactly. I think Shohei definitely the runner for MVP. Aaron Judge too. I mean, as long as he stays consistent this season.
I think if you're talking about sleepers, though, give me Bobby Witt.
I was just thinking Bobby Witt. Yeah, I do enjoy him.
Is going to have a career high season.
Yeah.
And especially with how young and gritty that Royals team is, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I am glad. I like that he's on the Royals. I mean, I think it's a good spot for him.
And okay, so we got to lock in one for both. So are we just saying the obvious answer for both?
Who's Shohei? I do like Witt. I mean, I've been thinking him too. So, I mean, I'd go with Bobby Witt.
Give me Witt and Shohei.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, yeah, I do agree. I mean, I like Aaron Judge. Just he kind of fell off a little bit last year towards the end of the season with his consistency, I felt like.
But this year he's starting off with a strong point. He currently leads the AL. I know it's super early on still, but he leads the AL in home runs already with 6.
You know how many Shohei has?
Actually, give me 1 second and I can check that.
Yeah, that's just the torpedo bats. Does he even have this? Aaron Judge using a torpedo bat? I haven't checked.
Yes, he is.
He is? Okay. I know Goldschmidt's using one. I think he's gotten a few home runs this year.
Shohei's off to 3 this
year. 3? Oh, okay.
But okay. Let's kind of get back on.
I remember last year with Aaron Judge, I felt like almost every game he was hitting a home run. Like, It was crazy last year watching him. I did enjoy watching him a lot last year.
So, we made our MVP picks. Let's move on to Cy Young. And the reason why I'm picking Cy Young first is because I have an obvious answer for one of them. I genuinely think Tarek Skubal comes back and he wins it again this year.
Think so?
He's the Tigers ace. I think he wins the Triple Crown this year again. And the man was dominant last year. He is the energy that the Tigers needed last season to push forward.
No, I do agree on that. Yeah, the way they ended last season. Yeah.
They ended last season. Like, Jaylen, if I told you that the Tigers were, I want to say they were like 4th in their division, and they ended up sneaking into a wild card spot last season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They were I loved watching them last year. They were a fun team to watch last year.
They beat the Astros in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Of course they're a good team if they can beat the Astros.
Yes. I mean,
But personally for AL, I think it's gonna be Terry.
yeah, I could definitely see that for the AL. There's not a whole lot of other. I mean, he's just the top one. I feel like in the AL. I mean, there's not
There's
a lot of pitchers like him in the AL.
if you're talking sleeper though, Garrett Crochet.
Yeah, I can see that one too.
He is coming off of one of his better seasons and signed a big deal with the Red Sox. That he transferred Sox this season, in case anybody didn't know. He went from the White Sox to the Red Sox.
It's better than being on the White Sox, man.
I think anything's better than being on the White Sox at this point, Jaylen.
Yeah,
I think he's a sleeper, but then we move on to NL.
That's a tougher division.
NL is kind of harder because then you have guys like Paul Skeens. You have guys like Chris Sale, who just won the Cy Young. You have guys like Jared Jones that could be good. Alcantara, who's a former Cy Young winner. Snell, Glasnow. You have all of these guys who have started the season off hot.
Do you consider Imanaga a sleeper?
The way that he started off, though, I don't know. I would like Imanaga to do good. Okay, this is gonna pain me as a Cardinals fan saying this. I would like Imanaga to do good.
I do. It does kind of, as a Cardinals fan, hurt me, but I like watching Imanaga. He's enjoyable to watch.
He's so enjoyable to watch. He's a fun dude. It was funny. There was a completely off topic here for a sec. There was a clip out there of, I guess somebody recognized Imanaga, and no, I'm Shota's brother, Mike Imanaga the third. And I'm just like, it's that goofiness that we needed back in the MLB.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Getting back on track, I do think for the NL, we're going to have Paul Skeens win it this year.
I do too. I mean, it's just kind of hard with the way he's pitching. Just there's a lot of contenders. I mean, it's just how he pitches and all the momentum behind him. Just
I could see either that or I could see Sale winning it again this year. Because Sale had. This is going to show my age here a little bit, even though I'm only 23. But Sale had one of the better seasons that he's had since being with the White Sox. White Sox Sale was dominant. That is what we saw last season, and that's what we're going to continue to see because the man's going to take the Adam Wainwright route of things and just never retire.
Right?
I think he's going to be in the league until he's like 50.
Yeah.
Well, so we predicted those. Let's kind of get into some of the games that are already going on right now. We have Dodgers versus the Phillies, Glasnow versus Sanchez. Sanchez was one of the biggest sleepers on that team, especially for Cy Young. Give me the Phillies in this one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. I really do. I haven't checked any of the scores on that, but I do think the Dodgers seem to keep it always close games. If it's not a blowout, it's a close game, I feel like, with them. I mean, it's going to be a tough battle. I'd take the Dodgers. I'd roll with the Dodgers.
Then we have the White Sox versus the Tigers.
Yeah, the White Sox shown a little bit of momentum. In the beginning of the season, I just don't know if the Twins are a bad team or.
Do you mean the Tigers, sir?
No. Then they beat the Twins.
Oh yeah,
earlier in the year. Yeah, yeah. I was just saying, like, I don't. They showed some momentum in the beginning of the season. Like, they started off better than I thought they would.
they started off and then they kind of just fell off.
Yeah, they're kind of showing. I mean, especially with yesterday's game, I turned it off after like 4 innings because of just the runs that were. I mean, it was they just showing their old selves again.
It's showing true 100-loss season White Sox.
Yeah, I don't think that they do worse than last year, though. I will say that. I do think they do a little better than last year.
Give me the Tigers in this one though. I think
Yeah,
they have my rookie of the year favorite, Jackson Jobe, pitching. I think he's gonna do good. I think the Tigers have the offense to produce over the White Sox. That's really it.
I'll take the Tigers in that game. Yeah, I agree. I'm not. I'm not fading the Tigers over the White Sox.
And then the Diamondbacks versus the Nationals.
That'd be a good game.
It is a good. You got new signee Corbin Burns taking on Trevor Williams. One of the guys who Washington actually took a chance on, and he was a reliever turned starter. And he has been looking good, but it's the Diamondbacks. It's the Diamondbacks. They picked up Josh Naylor this offseason. They've had so many different moves and have drastically made this team so much better. I know with losing Jock Peterson, that was probably one of their biggest losses this offseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you get that back with Josh Naylor. You still have your whole entire team from the last time you made the World Series, basically, kind of, sort of. So give me the Diamondbacks in this one. The Diamondbacks are going to rattle their way to a win.
I agree. Yeah, I'd take the Diamondbacks in this game too.
Sorry for the very, very, very dad joke. I didn't mean to. But it kind of stuck up on me.
Something you gotta throw out there.
I'm done with the jokes. We are gonna take a little break here, and then we are gonna be right back talking about the St. Louis Blues. Welcome back, and now let's get into some St. Louis Blues talk. The Blues last night. I don't know if you were watching, Jaylen. They broke their record of the 11-game win streak and won 12 in a thriller against Colorado.
Actually, I didn't have to watch that game last night, but my friend I was with, he was kind of keeping me updated throughout the game a little bit last night. I mean, you just want to talk about what was the score of that game?
It was 5-4. You had goals from, I believe, Buchnevich, Bolduc, and hold on, I will tell you the others here in just 1 second. It was Buchnevich, Bolduc had 2, and then Neighbors and Thomas. And then you had Binnington with 39 saves. So
What an animal.
The team looked like, I'm going to say it, what everybody's been saying. It's been looking like 2019.
Exactly, dude. It's such a fun team to watch. I mean,
it is.
The motivation they have just behind them.
And it's funny enough that the same thing happened to us in 2019 that happened to us now. We fired our coach.
Yep.
Hired a new coach. And then won it. I would like to just point out, we are going to put a little clip in for what Coach Montgomery had said about this win streak.
Good job, boys. 12 in a row. It's an organizational record to beat the 2019 team. We all know what they did. So that's a good. Congrats. Right? career record for 10 wins in a row at home by a goalie. Congrats. Bucci, your 100th goal is a blue. Good job, boys. Enjoy your Saturday night with your family. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
And my thoughts are the fact the man has lit so much fire under these guys to the point where they are playing to play. They're not
That's
playing.
what you need from a coach.
They are playing to play.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what matters.
Yes.
They're
I mean,
gritty.
even when they're down.
They're gritty. They want to win, and that is what needs to happen. We're currently, dude, at 93 points. If this would have been before the streak happened in March, we would have been 4th, 5th in the division.
Yeah.
We fucking hauled ass and got to where we were.
Yeah, this is a determined team.
It's a determined team. You've got Shen leading the way and everything. And you even have new upcomer, Jimmy, I cannot pronounce his name to save the life of me. Snuggerud. That Snuggerud. He signed an entry-level contract. The dude, Jaylen, I don't know how much you follow college hockey or any matter, but he played for Minnesota, and he averaged a 60-goal series.
Damn.
No, goal season last year.
That's insane.
And put up, I want to say it was like over 100 points. And I know he's only seen like a few minutes per game, but it's like still having that now. I don't know what he's done, but damn, I'll take it.
Man, I've heard some interviews. I mean, I've listened to some interviews with him from ESPN. I just like the way he talks about the transition into the levels, just about how much more intense. Like, he acknowledges what he needs to work on, like what's different about it. Like, he understands. Like, he's like, I can't turn the puck over like I can in college. I can't make these mistakes like I did in college. Like, he knows.
I would also like to point out he did get his first assist the other night, and it was so cute because his dad was in attendance.
Yeah.
It's small things like that I love about hockey. It's like whenever your son, like, for example, we just recently called up another guy named Dalibor Dvorsky, where his dad traveled, I want to say it was over 200,000 miles across the country to go see his son make his NHL.
That's good.
And I was like, it's those stories that I love. But anyway, getting back on track. Blues play, I want to say it is, next game will be tomorrow night, 6:30 puck drop in Winnipeg. Let's drop a score, brother, because I don't know. Winnipeg has been one of our tough opponents, but I'm thinking the way these Blues are playing, and I'm going to say something that I saw on TikTok one day. This dude created a sound, and I don't know how much truer it can get. It's that we are the St. Louis Blues, and we don't lose.
No. Yeah, I think it'll be a close game. I can go like 6-5.
I don't even think that. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be like 4-5, 3-2.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they got Bennington in the goal. I mean, like...
Well, that's another thing I don't know. I don't know if Benner's going to be in net or if Hofer's going to be in net.
Okay. I didn't know if they announced that yet or not.
No, they normally wait until day of to announce.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
They have projected starters out, so that's
okay.
Are going to start. So Bennington is projected to start, but I would assume it would be Hofer because Benner started the last like 2 or 3.
Actually, I did want to ask one question.
Okay.
What do you think about Holloway and Parayko, the injuries?
That's
I
one
wanted
thing.
to ask you about that.
That's one thing I forgot to put on there. Dang. But the Holloway injury is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for multiple reasons. One, because he is the best player on our team right now. He is the one guy who is truly leading us. And I'll say it. Doug Armstrong came out in a video interview and said that he had to wait until his plane left because he had the offer sheet ready for Holloway and Broberg, but he had to wait until his plane left Canada because he didn't want any Canadians fucking with him. But anyway,
You know how the Canadians get.
the injuries to both Parayko and I don't know if Falk came out and had an injury or not because he looked a little banged up after a play the other night too. So,
man, do you think that they play better right now without Parayko?
He's the best player defensively right now, offensively and defensively. It is Holloway.
Yeah.
I said the Cardinals. Wrong topic.
It happens.
But the Blues are playing better. Well, they're still playing as aggressive as they were with him.
Yeah, just the way they've been playing right now,
it's historic.
Yeah,
it's stuff you barely ever get to see, and that's what it means to be a St. Louis Blues fan.
Yeah.
I would also like to mention to everyone, in case you haven't seen, Alex Ovechkin did break Wayne Gretzky's 894 record. So now Ovi is holding the top spot there. Just wanted to end that segment with this. And now we will be going in talking about it's a Battlehawks home opener, baby. You are cause the law.
Yeah.
We got the Brahmas at home today. 5:30 kickoff. I'm sure it's going to be a party there.
Oh yeah.
But if you didn't watch, the last game was
the blowout.
I would call that more of an annihilation.
Yeah. It was.
It was. What was the final score, Jaylen? Like 34-6 or 34-8?
Yeah, and I think I don't know if they fully. I know they had their. I don't know if they put their backup squad in. I know they were playing their backup QB though, for the end of the game.
Who, the Battlehawks? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I actually want to start with is the fact that St. Louis may have a QB1 battle ahead of us.
Yeah, I kind of like it though. I mean, I like it. I'm not going to complain.
You've got a rising star in Max Dugan, who is currently our QB2, versus Manny Wilkins, who is our QB1. He was the backup to McCarron when he was here last season, which it kind of sucks not seeing McCarron get signed anywhere. And because he came out and said, he was like, I want to face the Battlehawks at least once to prove them that they shouldn't have released me, which, like, dude, you're 45.
Exactly.
Almost 50. There's no reason why they'll be playing football. But, I personally think there is a little battle going on between those two. Max Dugan used to go to TCU. He was he actually was the starting quarterback, if you remember, for the TCU Horned Frogs the year that Georgia won the Natty, and it was like 64-0 or like 64-8.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a blowout. But he still ended up getting drafted by the Chargers,
Mm-hmm.
but the Chargers ended up cutting him, which I'm kind of glad they did, because now you get to see what he can do in the UFL, and I think he'll do good. Another
I like the league. It's a fun league.
Another guy I would like to throw out there is, I think you've heard of this guy before, Jaylen, but you've never actually heard of him. His name is Rodrigo Blankenship.
Yeah, actually, I've heard of him. I don't follow him, but I've heard of him.
For everyone who hasn't, Rodrigo Blankenship is a former NFL kicker. He used to kick for the Indianapolis Colts, and he actually signed on to the Battlehawks this offseason. And that is the only reason why I'm excited to go see a game, because I want to go see those glasses, man. He has other glasses that it's not like the ones you're wearing. It's like the pull over ones that you pull over your eyes.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think you're talking like the goggles almost.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to wear those in basketball.
I think overall this season's going to be great. I think we're going to have a positive record. And to top it off, there's been rumors / confirmations that St. Louis is going to hold the championship game again this year.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. Just the way they're such a dominant team. I mean,
I need for this game to come on already, because you do not know how tempted I am, Jaylen, to just say screw it and buy some tickets and go downtown to Edward Jones right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking into tickets last weekend of not this game, but I think their next home game I was looking at. But yeah, hey, I wouldn't blame you if you did.
So let's kind of predict the score today. So it's the San Antonio Brahmas taking on your St. Louis Battlehawks. The last time the Brahmas met the Battlehawks would have been in the playoffs, the round before the so in the semifinal round. And I was kind of upset with it, because we had to face the Brahmas 2 weeks in a row. We won the week before, but then had lost in the playoffs. So we lost.
It's hard to win 2 games in a row sometimes against teams. I mean, it's just
especially a same team, which this Brahmas team, I know for a fact they are going to come in with a fight. That's why I am predicting we're going to see a Battlehawks win of 35-25.
I was thinking maybe 36, my number 36-35. And then maybe 36-35 to 10. That's what I was thinking.
You think the Brahmas are only going to score 10?
Maybe. I'm going to lowball it.
Okay.
Probably not. I'm sure that's wrong. I'm sure that's not going to happen.
You do you, brother. You do you. All right. We're going to get into now everybody's favorite topic. St. Louis Cardinals.
Yep.
So, St. Louis Cardinals just recently lost their game to the Boston Red Sox by a score of 13-9. So, my thoughts on that game were the offense wasn't there. The offense wasn't there when it needed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Did we still have 10 plus hits? Yes. We needed aggressively to be more on the defensive and the offensive side of things, because especially as an outsider looking in, you're looking for your catchers to be good. You're looking for your rotation to be good. Eric Fetty looked god awful.
I was afraid of that this season, just with him.
He looked perfect his first start.
I know, yeah.
With a 1.64 ERA.
Mm-hmm.
His second start, literally, he was pitching like he didn't care. He threw a meatball right down the middle of the pipe, and the dude hit it out.
Yep. I would say they let 5 runs in the first inning. You can't win a game if you're letting up 13 runs. Even though they scored 9.
It's because our bats can come up when it matters most. 95% of the time. That was the 5% that it didn't.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, everybody knows last night's game got rained out, which thank you, Mother Nature, for not having us play in the rain.
Yes. Yeah. They're making that game up right now. They're top of the 6th right now. And the Red Sox are up. It's 2-1.
Whew.
I mean,
There's still a lot of ball to be played.
still some ball left. Yeah.
But also, you gotta look at it this way. They're not being aggressive on the offense. Yeah. They're playing lazy baseball, is what I think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if this was that game or not, but Herrera. No, that was the night before. So that would have been back when we were playing the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Herrera trying to throw a runner out at second and completely overthrowing the ball.
Yeah, it's just mistakes you can't make.
Yeah, it's small mistakes that we have been making that we can't. We really, really can't.
So the worst thing is when you make a fielding error, and that's how you allow a run. That's the worst.
With it being a doubleheader today, the rule in the Major League Baseball is that you get to option a man up without using one of his moves, because all of the minor leaguers have a certain amount of numbered moves that you can use. I believe it is 3 per contract.
Mm-hmm.
So we optioned up Gordon Graceffo, which is not the guy I thought we would have optioned up, but he's a good addition to the pen for at least today, because you're adding that youth. Graceffo looked good in the spring. He looked good last year in his outing, where he had I want to say it was 3 innings and he had 3 or 4 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I know I'm going to be biased about this every single episode we film, Jaylen, but we should have done it for McGreevy.
Yeah, I'm going to be upset about that all year.
I think that's the one sign I'm going to bring to games from now on is call up McGreevy. Call up McGreevy. But so do you have a final score prediction for both of the games today?
Okay, well, first I will say, so the Cardinals did just tie it up in the top of the 6th.
Cool. I'm fine with that.
So, yeah, for this game, I'm going to say 5-4 Cardinals.
I think it's going to be 3-2 Cardinals, but it's going to be a low 3-2.
Yeah, I'm hoping they score some more runs, but I definitely see where you're coming at from that.
It was a Pedro Pajes double. That's what it was.
Was it? Yeah, okay.
I just got the notification on my phone as we spoke about it.
Sweet. I'm glad my computer's messing up.
You're good. But I think the second game, especially because it's going to be a Michaelis thrown game, I think the Red Sox are going to somehow win.
Yeah.
I'd say like maybe 6-1.
Okay. I like maybe like 5-2, 5-3 maybe.
I have
for
no
that game.
Nicholas.
Oh, sorry, you cut out. What'd you say?
You're good. I have no faith in Michaelis.
Yeah, I agree.
I have no faith that man can do anything anymore. He
Yeah.
he is one of the guys who we should have cut to spend more money this offseason to get
Yep.
one of the better guys in the offseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I'm not the most I'm not crazy about him at all.
I would also like to just throw out there that Mason Wynn and Wilson Contreras finally broke out of their slump.
So glad they needed it, dude. They were, I don't know if you know the stat, but they were, Cardinals posted it. They were 0-37 before they actually got a hit combined. They were 0-37.
Wynn ended the spring, dude. He was like 0-14, but I'm glad both of them finally broke out of their slump. I'm glad. The only thing I'm not glad about now is the fact that Ivan Herrera may be injured, along
Yeah,
with Nolan Gorman, which that was another thing I wanted to bring up, was the fact that the Cardinals did also recall Thomas the JC from AAA, which he went to the Matt Carpenter School of Batting. Do you know what
really.
that is, Jaylen?
No, I don't know if I do. I've heard of it. I just can't think of it off the top of my head right now.
He doesn't bat with batting gloves.
Really? Huh.
That's one of the coolest things that I like about the kid. He
It works for him.
he bats with no batting gloves. I'm like, man, I wish.
That's cool. Yeah, I like seeing different stuff like that in the league.
But yeah, now with Gorman and potentially Herrera injured, this is not the way that we like to start off the season.
No.
We'll have to come back next week though and see how we've been doing.
Yeah,
Because
I was gonna say I had faith in Herrera this year. I mean, especially the game, he slugged 3 home runs in the game.
like three home runs the very next day, got his fourth.
Yeah, I don't know if you know. So he's had this season. I don't know about this game. These are all stats before today's game, but he had 8 hits. So 4 of his hits are home runs out of his 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that's just it's crazy.
No, dude, I know. And you're talking about a guy who was a top-rated prospect a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I'll go as far as saying people thought the man would have been Yadier Molina 2.0.
Yeah.
And I think when he's healthy, yes.
Mhm.
The thing he needs to stop doing, though, is stop losing track of the count. Because that's what he's been consistently doing now. He has lost track of the count, and runners have been getting on or walked because of it.
You can't have that. I mean, that's
You
just
um
that's hard.
all right.
Also, so I know probably I don't Newt's been. I mean, Newt's just been hitting bomb, or he's been making good contact with the ball. I mean, Newt's been good. I'm glad that he's our leadoff hitter. Do you want to take a guess at who has the second most hits on our team?
Herrera.
No, not the stats I saw. So I saw Nolan Arenado has 10 hits this year. I don't know. That's before this game though. I haven't checked the stats on this game, but ESPN's saying he has 10 hits this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Yeah. So I was surprised. I was looking at ESPN stats and I was just like, okay, it's good to see. I'm glad he's up there. It's good for the team to have him up there. I'm glad he's still on the team just to have some like experience in the locker room. So now we got younger guys. I think it's just good for the team.
It's good for younger guys to look up to. I do agree with you on that. We're going to transition over into our next segment. Jaylen, you're answering trivia today.
Oh, great.
I hope you're ready. So, which Cardinal in the 1987 season did not hit a home run? Was it Ray Langford, Tom Herr, Ozzie Smith, or was it Steve Lake?
I'm gonna go with Tom Herr.
Meh.
Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie Smith.
Was it okay? I wanted to say Ozzie, but I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure.
So, if you know anything about Cardinals, the Cardinals recently have met up with the Red Sox in the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
What World Series was that? Was it going to be?
I was just gonna guess right off the start.
If you would like to guess, or I can give you multiple choice. It's your choice.
Okay, I'll take a guess, and then I'm gonna say 2013.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
And I would like to just say, everyone, I'm doing the sound effects because we currently don't have a software to edit in sound effects.
No, I'll get to it.
We'll get to it eventually. So for your next one, fun fact: the Atlanta Hawks used to be in St. Louis. What year did they move from St. Louis to Atlanta? Was it 1962, 2000, 1965, or 1972?
I'm gonna guess 19. Let's say 1965.
Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
I was thinking it was the 60s. I couldn't tell between 65 or 62.
So, time
Okay.
for the final. Oh. The Chicago Blackhawks had a team, AHL affiliated team that was based out of St. Louis. What was that team name? Was it the Springfield Thunderbirds, the Toronto Marlins, the Hershey Bears, or the St. Louis Braves?
Okay, I'm gonna have to guess the Springfield Thunderbirds.
You're wrong. It's the St. Louis Braves. The
Braves.
Springfield Thunderbirds are currently the um the Blues AHL affiliate team. But it was the St. Louis Braves. They were in St. Louis from, I believe it was 1962 to 1967, which then the team sold the name to something. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they did. Good job. First trivia. You did
Yeah, it's a little better than I thought. Could have had some improvements. But...
And I was going to ask, do you have any highlights for today? Anything to look out for besides the Battlehawks game at 5:30 on FS1?
Yeah, I mean, Battlehawks today, like cover the Cardinals. They have a doubleheader today. I think what time's the game start? Is it like 6 p.m. ish?
6:10 is the game of the night.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be watching the Battlehawks game. Honestly, I'll keep track of the Cardinals game, just check it. But I'm probably gonna watch Battlehawks game.
Fair. Well,
Just...
any closing thoughts?
Go St. Louis. Let's hopefully. I mean, I just hope all of the momentum rides in St. Louis. How it's been going so far. I hope we all think it's going to be a good year for St. Louis.
I think it'll be an absolutely great year too, Jay. This was another wonderful episode of New and the Lou with your hosts Jaylen and Logan. We will see you guys next time.